Hello and welcome to PPR Division 3 here at Austria. I am your host, PPR Nick. I am also followed by Ibna. How are you doing tonight, my guy?
Hanging in there, doing excellent, and looking forward to some amazing racing around Austria tonight.
Me as well. If anyone checked out our D3 race last weekend, it was quite the thriller. We saw an epic battle between Dark Ghost and Deluxe Cord as they had from, I believe it was lap 20 all the way to 27, a battle till the end. We had two safety cars that race and just some great midfield battles. We saw LDR Redeemer capture 15 positions up to finish P5, and it was quite the race. I'm hoping for the same action tonight here at Austria. So I mean, Ivy, what do you think about tonight's race?
So I've definitely watched D1 and D2 already earlier this week, and it's been a very interesting race. We've had it basically be a NASCAR track for us. A lot of the cars staying within 1 second. Qualifying in D1 basically all the way back to about 10th place. The cars were all sticking within a second of each other. Definitely seen some interesting tire strategies so far for qualifying, though. Looks like we have a driver out on wets and on intermediates.
Yeah, actually, I don't have our tires up right here, so but yeah, we do. We have a Wetson. Oh, it's also Father Corn and Redeemer. They like to spice things up just a little bit, but also, as Crank Senior goes currently P1, only time set with a 106.4. Got a shout out to one of our admin Ollies. It is currently his birthday today, so shout out to you, PPR Ollies. Hope you are enjoying your birthday. And you might not be old enough for some alcoholic beverages, but if you have one or two, we will not tell anybody. But we are currently on board here with the Ferrari of Rock Lobster, and Deluxe Core is already flying there. He's got a 105.5 on the mediums. What a flyer.
For sure. It looks like that we have quite a few cars out on track right now, just trying to get some heat in the tires, get in that banker lap before they start really pushing it. It looks like Oregano is already out. Don't know really what happened there. Hopefully if he got disconnected, he can get reconnected. Hopefully he wasn't crashed out of the session in any way, shape, or form this early on.
Yeah, so before the quality session really even began, he retired from the session. I don't know, maybe he just bit it out of pit lane and crashed, or he just retired deliberately, but yeah, so he's not going to have any chance tonight here in qualifying. And starting from the back in Austria is definitely not your optimal position, as it's an open track here at Austria, but in F1 2019 you got such a slipstream train, an effect that happens during the race that it's just it becomes hard to overtake drivers in front of you. I mean, you're looking at so much ERS saving as Venom. Look at Venom with a 105.1 there. Very nice from the Mercedes driver. Currently on board here with PV9 Magic and the Williams. He's currently out here on the hards.
Looks like Zach Brown down there has told the two McLaren drivers to go ahead and start that slipstream a little early here in qualifying to go ahead and get that extra pace. Both of them back-to-back pushing up here to turn one.
Yeah, and that's the key thing here too, because I mean you have teammates, right? But the key thing is some drivers don't communicate with their teammates during the race, and this is the worst track to not be communicating with your teammate here. LDR Redeemer and Big Mr. Brown look to be on the same page. Get that slipstream, maybe Redeemer gets it here, and then Big Mr. Brown gets on the next hot lap. You're going to gain about 3 to 4 tenths off of that as well, so they could be looking for a pretty nice quality session here.
So what do you think? You think Venom can hold up here and continue to stay on pole, or do you think we got the Lux Cord and a couple others here are going to push him off?
No, so I think we got Deluxe Cord here. I mean, you look at Deluxe Cord, he's only 4 tenths down from Venom. Venom's got a 5.1. I think Deluxe can probably put in, I'm going to put him in at probably a 4.7 is what I think Deluxe will be able to do here.
I think we got a couple drivers sleeping on us for sure then.
Oh yeah, definitely. And then you also have to look at Redeemer. Redeemer's also on the mediums. I mean, he did 6.3. Maybe give him 8 tenths for the softs so he gets a good lap in. But Austria is always a very close qualifying session. I mean, no matter what. We saw it in the D1 race on Tuesday, the D2 race on Tuesday. I mean, top 10 was separated by no more than 3 to 4 tenths, just because it's such a fast track. It's a short circuit. You only got 8 corners. So I'm expecting it to be the same way here, as Fantas actually invalidated his laps. So let's go ahead and sit on board here with the Lux Cord as we are 11-11. Make a wish. But as we have a brief...
Go ahead.
No, you're good. You keep going.
I was just gonna say here, trying to scramble through the field, trying to see who we have who is truly pushing on a hot lap here. Looks like Dark Ghost is on a warm-up lap. Do we have anybody truly pushing here? Looks like we got a McLaren running wide on the final corner. Doesn't look like he improved his lap time at all. Maybe he was just coming around to start that fresh lap. I couldn't really tell.
Actually, it looked like that was Big Mr. Brown. He did improve. He got P10 with a 106.5, so currently in the top 10. It looks like PPR Arley's is starting off his hot lap. He's also on the softs. So he's currently on a 105.6, so 5 tenths is what he needs to beat out We Are Venom here for pole position currently.
That would be an awesome birthday present, wouldn't it? Starting on the front row of the Austrian Grand Prix.
It definitely would. I mean, even if Ollie's could, pick up a podium here, that is the perfect birthday present to give to yourself. And he's in the perfect car. He's in the Toothpaste Williams, which for some reason can't get good results in real life, but it gets good results in the F1 game. So we'll have to see what Ollie's can do here. He's gone purple through Sector 2. Hit that purple in the chat here. And see what he can do here through Sector 3. Coming through turn 7. Got a good exit through 8. Right on the line. Very nicely done there by Ollie's. And, not quite there with We Are Venom. He is half a tenth away. That's a 105.1 there for Ollie's. Yep. There it goes.
Would you rather start?
Sorry to cut you off there.
No, would you rather start on the inside line here? Would you rather start in P2 just so you have that advantage into turn 1? I'm confident in Ollie's being able to get that great start.
Yeah, I mean, Austria's a shakeup because we've had a lot of league races go pretty sour lap 1, but that was also in the past, and then this week we had Xbox Division 1 and Division 2 where we didn't have a single incident through turn 1. I don't remember what happened in the PC Division 1 race. PC Division 2 race also no incidents, so it's really a toss-up. But I mean, if it was me, probably I'd prefer the inside line. I probably prefer where Ollie's is going to end up sitting if it finishes like this, but we'll have to wait and see.
Looks like he's coming into the pits to go ahead and get a fresh set of tires. The Lux Cord right behind him coming in as well.
And also with the Lux Cord this time, I just like to say that I called that 104.7 there by the Lux Cord.
Are you feeling lucky tonight? Do you need to go to the casino?
I probably do need to go to the casino. Unfortunately, the casinos are not open right now. So
we're gonna have to find some online ones, huh?
Oh, I already have them in my back pocket. I will be doing that post-race tonight. And hopefully I'll hit big.
Looks like Magic is going for a really interesting strategy here. Really trying to qualify on these hard tires and get up there. I've run him wide though into turn 1. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it on these hard tires if he's trying to get up the field.
Yeah, he's definitely not. What he might be doing is what we see Captain Hood do a lot in his PC Division 1 races. So one thing, if you'll notice, if you ever watch Cap's streams, if you watch him on Mondays, he'll run like 3 or 4 laps on the hard tires and then set a quality lap. So that might be what PV9 Magic is doing right here. Maybe he didn't get practice in at all this week, and maybe he just put in the hards, put in some extra fuel, and this is his little bit of practice here in qualifying. He's still got enough time to do this lap, come in the pits, and then set actual quality time. So that's probably my best guess with what he's doing right here.
Looks like we got Venom about to start a hot lap here. Gonna try to close that gap and get the P1 off of Deluxe Cord. Going into turn 1, looks like he hit the corner just perfectly. Running up to turn 2, might get a little bit of slipstream from the McLaren in front here if he can reel him in down that second straight. Oh, he's gonna have that Red Bull on the apex. Still made it just fine though. Running down here to turn 3, caught up to that McLaren for sure. Going to be picking up a little bit of air off of it. I don't think it's enough though that's going to be able to pull him through. Let's see. Still running a pretty clean lap though. No major errors that I'm seeing. Kissing the apex just perfectly, not running too wide there, taking too much curve. Got a purple first sector there. Running through sector 2 here. Or sector 3 here, I apologize. Guys, hitting the apex right, not taking too much curve on the final corner. Is he going to be able to top it?
Oh, and he was not. He was actually a 10th off. But that was some great commentary there for his lap. I thought he had a chance. I think he went a little too wide there off of turn 7 and 8. And that's what ended up kind of destroying his lap for him.
Looks like he may be still pushing, trying to get in another lap here. Doesn't have much time left. If he's trying to change tires, he could also just be running back to the pits. Guess we'll have to see. Let's see here.
It also looks like we have the McLaren of Big Mr. Brown as well on a lap. Now what's very interesting for me right now is that Dark Ghost is sitting P16 with a 2:02, so he has not got an actual lap in yet. As we'll wait here, see what Big Mr. Brown crosses the line with. That is a 105.5. He is still, or 105.3, excuse me, but he is still sitting in P5. So yeah, Dark Ghost who is, and there he goes, P4, and I will not even talk anymore because he's already proved me wrong. So very nicely done there by Dark Ghost. But I will have to say Deluxe Cord, 104.7. I don't know if any one of these guys will be able to hit the 104s. What do you think?
I did some racing with Venom first time in our 5-lapper Thursday event that we hold. And, you know, he's a very, very quick driver. He's got to get into the zone, though, and got to get into the groove. He might have a chance if he can get out of the pits quick enough. But if he doesn't come back out, I don't think anybody's going to be able to pip Deluxe Cord off of that top position. You know, in the words of King Lewis, if you would, about Dark Ghost here, you know, some interesting tactics maybe with that 202 lap time. It's a jump up to P4.
Maybe. As we see Crank Sr. go P8 with a 105.6. Orange Crush got disqualified for blocking pit lane. Might be a little bit of Cody's doing their nonsense. That is unfortunate for Orange Crush. He's going to start from the back of the grid. Yeah, it's currently on board here with
Looks
Night
like Venom
Shrimp.
is on an outlet.
Yes, he is indeed. Night Shrimp, unfortunately, in the Renault has invalidated. And he was going to prove anyways. So, yeah, we'll take this on board here with We Are Venom. So, we got 2 minutes, 15 seconds left here in qualifying. Dargos has retired. Did he crash out or did he just retire? Looks like he just retired in pit lane. So, interesting choice there from the Red Bull driver.
Feeling pretty comfortable with this position, I would assume, at that point.
Yeah, quite possibly. I wouldn't if I was him, but, you know, to each their own. Maybe Christian Horner's there in the background telling him, hey, we are good to go. But currently here we are on board with We Are Venom. Gonna see here if he can beat the Haas of Deluxe Squad's time. Deluxe Squad currently our championship leader. I will run down all the points during our formation lap for everybody. But here we are with We Are Venom coming up the hill here into turn number 2. Braking right after the 100-meter board. Into first, he's going to upshift in the second and third. Very nicely done there from Venom. As he just sways to the left and into 4, not locking up the brakes. All the way on the power vexing track. P2 with a 105.0. That Racing Point driver is going to be very tough here for Deluxe Squad. But still on board here with Venom, and the Mercedes going very wide. Did not invalidate his lap. And through turn 7 and 8, it's going to be his last chance here. Did not get the best exit out of 7 or 8. 8 was a decent exit. Can he beat the pole time? He cannot. That is a 104.9 there for Venom, but still quite the time for him.
You know, I wonder if he's going to go for another hot lap. He has Deluxe Squad ahead of him, almost egging him on like a carrot in front of a horse, just saying, come on, you know you can do it, push harder, find every single tenth you can on this track. I wonder if it's adding extra motivation for him, really making him push the Mercedes a little harder than possible.
But if I'm Venom here, I'm not pushing an extra lap. Oh, as Fantas, that's going to destroy everyone's lap there. I don't know what happened there with Fantas. That slowed Ollie's down, so Ollie's is still going to say, and there we go. 5-place grid penalty there for Fantas. He was sitting at the apex of turn 8. Can't understand what was going on with him. We take a look. Looks like the AI's already taking control of him. I'll take this on board now with Big Mr. Brown. But no, if I was Venom right here, I would not be trying to go for another lap. One thing you gotta understand.
104.4, just crossing the line.
And my jaw definitely just dropped, because that is an absolute stellar time here, especially in D3.
That was a blistering
Mr.
lap.
Brown will not improve. Rocket Lobster is going to the pits. Stay on board here with P9 Magic, who's on the mediums. He's going to be our last runner. But yeah, a 104.4, that would have got Deluxe Squad in the top 10 of our Division 1. Now, obviously, he does still run assists, so that has a little bit of a play into it, but nonetheless, a 104.4, as we see PV9 Magic go with a 106.5. Yeah, so there we have it. Deluxe Squad P1, Vexing Track, his championship contender, and P2 sitting at 104.8, and We Are Venom with a 104.9. Yeah, quite the quality session. What did you make out from all the drivers here?
I mean, it's definitely, they definitely all have a fight to them today. They seem very feisty out here on the track. Only one person that looks like truly picking up any kind of starting position penalties, other than our obvious disqualification from Orange Crush. So it's going to be a very interesting race. They all seem eager to get underway. Hopefully they've been practicing and have a good race strategy and can make it stick out and work for them.
Oh, yeah. And if anyone knows anything about PPR and Extremes, I take a quick 1-minute break before our formation lap. So me and IB will be with you in just 1 minute's time for the formation lap. If you guys are enjoying the video, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to the channel, and we will be right back with you guys. And here we go for the formation lap here at Austria for our Division 3 race here at PPR. So while all of our drivers warm up their tires, go down the grid for a quick second. So currently Deluxe Cord is sitting P1 in the Drivers' Championship, followed by Vexing Track, Redeemer, Funky Cactus in P4, Orange Crust 5th, followed by PB9 Magic, Big Mr. Brown, Father Corn, Dark Ghost, and Ollies, rounding out the top 10. Our constructor standing is currently Racing Point in P1 with 175 points, followed by the Haas team in second, McLaren in third, followed by Red Bull fourth, Williams fifth, Mercedes, Alfa Romeo, Toro Rosso, Ferrari, and Renault rounding off the final 5 positions. Ferrari and Renault without a single point, so hopefully those 2 teams can pick up a point tonight. It looks like most of our drivers are about to finish our formation lap.
Nick, you can pass some look on to the Banana Boat squad today?
I definitely am. It only looks like we have one Banana Boat boy here tonight, and that is Night Shrimp, who is currently P12. So I am wishing him the best. We had Chinny05 last week in the Renault. Unfortunately, he is not here with us tonight. So we'll have to just bet everything for the Banana Boat team here on Night Shrimp. As here we go. A lot of dark clouds. I'm wondering if we're going to see any type of rain here tonight. But here we are.
Did you just commentate or curse it?
Oh, I might have, but here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights. And away we go here for Xbox Division 3 here at Austria. Deluxe Cord getting off to a great start. Vexing Track in P2, followed by We Are Venom in P3. All of our drivers really getting off to a good start. There is a Renault in the back that looks like Night Shrimp got a little bit of a touch coming out of turn 1. So he's now back into P13. PB9 Magic looking in P12. And Orange Crush falling back to Fantas there in P10 and making the place right back up. Take right back up here to the front of the grid. Looks like Dark Ghost is already trying to get a round. We Are Venom there for P3. And there's going to be a little bit of a touch, but nothing doing there for those drivers. A little bit of team orders going there for the Alfa Romeo team of Father Corn, Crank Sr. Father Corn now in P7, and Deluxe Cord already off to a great lead. What a start of the race right there. Very clean by these guys.
Very impressive. I mean, it just shows the level of talent that we're dealing with here at PPR. It was amazing into turn 2 to watch how late Dark Ghost just braked on We Are Venom, trying to get up the inside, and then onto what we ended up calling it in D1, the Toretto straight down there, seeing that it's basically just a drag strip down to turn 3. But it's going to be really close here, I believe, between Dark Ghost as he goes for a move, already lining up on the inside, braking late yet again. I wonder if Daniel Ricciardo left some magic in that Red Bull to be able to brake so late. But he is already in front of We Are Venom. Let's see if he can catch up to the top 2.
Yeah, we also have a great midfield battle going on right now between LDR Redeemer, Orange Crust, PV9 Magic, and Crank Sr. They were going 2x2, 4x4, going up into turn number 2. It looks like LDR Redeemer's got the best of all of those guys as he's sitting in P8. But yeah, Dark Ghost now sitting P3, Venom right behind him, and P4, and Funky Cactus in P5. This Racing Point team has showed time and time again during the D3 races they have phenomenal starts to races, phenomenal qualifying sessions, but they have not been able to finish off races. So we'll see if they'll be able to do that here tonight.
Absolutely. I haven't watched D3 too often, if I'm 100% honest. But I mean, it obviously looks like Vexing Track knows how to position his car appropriately. It just is going to depend here on tire wear and distance. Obviously, Deluxe Cord is a very high-end competitor as well here, outpacing the entire field in qualifying by a very substantial amount here in Formula 1. Anything really, more than 2 or 3 tenths in qualifying is massive, as every second counts. So, it's going to be a challenge for him, but obviously, reliability for the Constructors' Championship for Racing Point will ultimately pay off and help them win the Constructors' Championship for their division here.
Oh yeah, and as we talked about that, as you were talking, we were on board there with Funky Cactus, who had a great battle there with We Are Venom. We Are Venom's already dropped down to P5 and Funky up into P4. This Racing Point team is having quite the start of the race, as we are now 4 laps in. There's a little bit of disconnect here between Venom and Funky Cactus. I can't quite tell what's going on between them, but we are seeing this is a PG channel, guys. Let's not put our cars into their gearboxes.
Oh, I was just under the impression that we were trying to, make the 2020 Racing Point. Being a Mercedes and a Force India, or Racing Point.
Yeah, we're just collaborating both cars on track at the same time. But we have quite the battle here now for P3. Hopefully Venom didn't pick up any wing damage there. He got a slight tat to the gearbox of that Racing Point of Funky Cactus.
And even behind him, it looks like Father Corn just getting past PPR Ollie's, not having a very good start to the beginning of this race after starting in 4th. But like I said, we're back to that NASCAR mentality here and have a couple of groups that are just in, these seconds of each other, less than a second of each other, making these trains, trying to work together. It's going to be real interesting to see what we can have going on here. This Funky Cactus gets past Dark Ghost, runs a little wide.
But here goes Dark Ghost. Yeah, Funky Cactus ran wide there. And that's going to put Venom here now on the opportunity to overtake Funky Cactus. Can he do it through turn 2? Looks like he can. And right on the gearbox here of the Red Bull of Dark Ghost. So yeah, Funky Cactus was now big right there.
Here's that drag strip we were talking about. You can see how much a good exit off of turn 2 just maximizes it.
Oh, they make contact.
Venom
That's unfortunate for Dark Ghost and Venom. I believe there's some wing damage there for Dark Ghost. Ollies is now making his way up into P5, and Funky Cactus now in the P3. I believe no damage done there, but Father Corn out of nowhere looks to be the big winner out of that. As Dark Ghost and Venom just made slight contact. Looked like Venom might have locked up into turn number 3, and so did Dark Ghost. They just made that little bit of contact. Doesn't look like Dark Ghost has any wing damage at all, so I believe that only affected Venom. But oh man, that's gonna really hurt that Mercedes driver. Qualifying I believe it was P3.
Absolutely, Venom did lose a left front end plate on that with that contact, so he's gonna have to, when he pits, if he doesn't change that wing, I will truly be blown away. I would be surprised if we don't see him in fairly soon to maybe go to either a hard tire or a multi-stop strategy.
And it looks like Dark Ghost now has also lost his left wing. Oh, we have Ollie's here. What is Ollie's doing? He's got 2 positions in 1. Oh, but Venom fighting around the outside again through turn number 3, but Ollie's looks like he's going to stick in the P5. Father Corn still there in P4. And Dark Ghost now back into P7. Yeah, so
I tell you, Venom and Dark Ghost just will not give each other an inch today. Getting a little bit of rivalry here on the track.
Yeah, they are definitely not giving any room to each other. I mean, still racing clean, very hard, but no dirty tactics. So, I mean, fair game between both of them as Venom actually picks up a 3-second time penalty. But Deluxe scored up there in P1. I mean, he's already pulled out 4 seconds there on the Racing Point of Vexing track.
Dark is trying to get away from that Mercedes, begging, PPR Ollie's like, please give me some room and let me slide by here, not wanting to deal with that Mercedes behind him anymore.
Oh, and that could have been almost catastrophic there for Dark Ghost, because if you just get a slight tap to that back wheel here in F1, you will catch oversteer and you will spin your car, but luckily he was able to save it right there. I mean, Venom and Dark Ghost, still battling it out, and both of them also with wing damage. So maybe both of them are praying for a safety car to come out.
This Venom ran a little wide there coming around taking on the downforce from that corner. That left end plate is really going to mess with his downforce in the cornering, especially around here. It's very high speed. As he loses his right end plate as well. No end plates
it looks
on
like
Venom.
both of Dark Ghost and Venom, yeah, they're both hopping in the pits now. Presumably, I'm going to say they're going to hop on the hards and go till the end of the race. But the ultimate strat for those guys is to pray that a safety car comes out.
Looks like we have both the Williams up here now. Ollie's finally getting a little bit of breathing space here with that 2-second gap back to his teammate. But he also has to keep in mind that he does have that 3-second gap to Father Korn. So depending on the life in his tires, hopefully he can go ahead and push and get around here and catch up to Father Korn.
Well, and as you say that, Ollie's has now taken P4 from Father Korn. Father Korn is now fallen back into P5. If anyone remembers last week from France, Father Korn ran, I believe it was 15 laps with an entire broken front wing. So this guy knows how to deal with adversity when it faces him, as we have a Ferrari of, I believe, this Hulk Smash going very slow. But I will never doubt of Father Korn. He is a driver. He might not always have the pace, but he has the will to fight for early battles. So I'll not count him out here to regain P4 from Ollie's.
And you are exactly right. Both for Dark Ghost and Venom, they both went to the hard compound tire. Looks like they entered and left in the same exact order. Depending on if they can not fight each other for several laps, at least to get closer to the cars in front, you know, they may be able to still work their way back up and you know, get a pretty nice points finish here.
Yeah, quite possibly. I mean, if I'm Dark Ghost or Venom, yeah, like you just said, you don't want to battle for position. It's all about trying to make your way up the field. So just battling is going to lose you time, and you just have to wait for the guys in front of you to pit and hope that by the end of the race you can still fight them off with your old, worn out hard tires. That's going to be the best strategy for them, unless there is a safety car at some point in this race.
Looks like Orange Crust is seeing Orange, trying to chase down LDR here, making a little bit of progress, and then losing it there in Sector 3. Hopefully he can put together that Sector 3, get a full good lap, and make up that time as he climbs up the hill, going to turn 2, pulling that slipstream, gaining little by little. But of course, LDR in front has DRS as well. It's going to, not by running wide like that. It's not going to happen, Orange Crush. Got to keep it in between the white lines. Hopefully he can go ahead and, you know, regain his momentum there.
Yeah, it has to be said too, if you're looking to overtake someone on track, if you can't get them through turn 1, you need the best exit off that apex of turn 1 so you can work off the DRS straight and into turn number 2. And yeah, Orange Crush just was not able to do that. He got a horrible exit out of 1 and out of 2. He's already fallen 2 seconds back there from the McLaren driver of LDR Redeemer.
Looks like Magic is catching up to Ollie's. Are we going to see team orders here to go ahead and let Ollie's stay in front, you know, seeing that he is the birthday boy and on the softer compound tire? What do you think?
Well, it looks like Ollie's might let him by right now. They're still side by side, but it looks like Ollie's will let him by. Ollie's also, I mean, Ollie's, well, I mean, we'll see here. He's still in the slipstream here of PP9 Magic. Does he go for the move?
Going down the inside, didn't brake quite late enough. Gonna have to slot back in and try to get it down the back straight here. But he is now under attack from that McLaren.
Yeah, Redeemer now taking a look down the inside, a little bit of peek. Oh, he shoots for the inside there of Ollie's.
And scores.
But looks like he does, and that's now Ollie's in the P7. But it also has to be said that Magic and Redeemer are both on the medium, so all these softs, while they're wearing off, the 2 medium runners of Redeemer and Magic can still go a little bit further on their tires. So that's probably going to amount to, oh, it looks like Magic going on the inside here of Father Korn. Father Korn going to stay out another lap here on his soft compound tires, as Vexing Track is now pitted. But yeah, Deluxe Cord looks like he might be running away with it as here we go. Redeemer cutting the corner, trying to overtake Father Corn here. We also have Ollies on the back end, so Redeemer on the outside here of Father Corn going up to turn number 2 up the hill. Redeemer on the outside here of Father Corn. Can he get the move done? Looks like he can. That's going to be P4 for the McLaren driver and P5 for Father Corn. Ollies following back in P6 and the Toothpaste Williams. Yeah, so we're having a great midfield battle right now. I mean, this is what you just love to see here at PPR.
I mean, these top 10 are keeping us very entertained here, as Deluxe Cord is just pulling away and dominating as expected. You know, got almost an 11-second gap on second place on 12-lap Old Softs. It has to be said. You know, I'm really wondering if the strategy here of LDR and Magic is going to be able to push them up into this top 3 position and maybe pip the racing points off of their game a little.
It might possibly do so. If there's anything I say about Redeemer, he is one driver that no matter where he finishes in qualifying, he always makes up positions in the race. As now we see him looking at the inside of PV9 Magic. Nothing doing there for him. But yeah, him and Magic both sitting on the mediums, 12 laps in. They can go longer than Funky Cactus and P2. Deluxe Cord is probably a long shot for a race win. Deluxe Cord definitely has it in the bag, unless he makes a mistake. So these drivers are kind of battling out for P2. But yeah, strategy-wise, I mean, Magic and Redeemer are going to come out on the softs. They can extend the mediums. And Funky Cactus is going to have to pit pretty soon. So it's going to be a battle of strategies. And I'm also going to say it, we have seen a safety car every race the past 3 races. And we also have Orange Crush here now, looking at a move on Ollies through turn number 7. Orange Crush going around the outside.
It's bold.
That is very bold. He is still on the outside as well, and he's going to get the move done. But I think that just shows you how far off all these tires are going. I mean, he just doesn't have the grip to even fight off someone going around the outside of him.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree there. These tires are definitely being pushed past their limit. And, I mean, once you push these soft tires past their limit, there's just not much you can do. Can't light them up properly, can't get out of the corners properly. He is going to have to pit soon, along with Deluxe Cord. You know, 13 laps on these softs is a lot different than 13 laps on the mediums for sure.
Yeah, but I mean, the difference between Ollies and Deluxe Cord here is Deluxe Cord has a 15-second gap from PV9 Magic. So Deluxe, if he doesn't make a single mistake, I mean, we're not even halfway through the race, and I hate to say it, but he might be able to take the race win right now. As I'll take it on board here with LDR Redeemer, who is right behind the gearbox of the Williams of PV9 Magic. As we'll take a quick look at our stops. So everyone from P1 to P7 have yet to stop. As I take it back to Deluxe Cord is now into the pits. And we will take a quick peek here. Redeemer on the outside here of Magic. Looks like he's going to get that move done before turn number 2. That's going to be Redeemer into P1. Very nicely done there from the McLaren driver.
You know, Nick, I would absolutely love to see these two teams fighting at the top again when, you know, Formula One starts back up. I know it's never going to happen, or we're extremely far out, but it would just be amazing to see the Toothpaste Williams and that papaya, you know, McLaren up there fighting for these positions. As much as I am a Ferrari fanboy, you know, there's something about the classic teams surging back up after having such a hard struggle and being able to fight up here in the top part of the pack.
Oh, I definitely feel you there, and I will get back to you on that as we have Deluxe Cord going around the outside of Orange Crush through turn number 7, and Deluxe Cord makes the move happen. Oh my, that was
I think Deluxe Cord was watching the big screen as Crush did it.
Yeah, Deluxe Cord through turn 7 on the outside. He's got a driver on his inside, and that is a very hard move to make. You catch a lot of understeer there through turn number 7 if you try to push on the throttle too much, and there you go. Deluxe Sport made it happen. And, I mean, LDR Redeemer, PV9 Magic have yet to stop, and Deluxe is only about 2 seconds off from PV9 Magic. So, yeah, Deluxe is just a man on a mission and a man in his own race currently here on the circuit.
Definitely, what an amazing pass. It does look like Sprightly is starting to get into some action here with Vexing Track. They're on hard tires now. I really wasn't expecting that from the Racing Point. Maybe he knows something we don't know about those mediums and about how long they can last. But he is definitely trying to hang in there, Sprightly, as Vexing pulls up to the secondary Haas here of Oregano.
Yeah, it's an interesting strategy call there from the Racing Point driver, but it looks like he's already going to get around Groggy because Groggy went way too wide through turn 1. So yeah, it's P5 there for Vexing. Maybe he was not too happy about the tire wear that he might have got on the mediums if he pitted for the mediums. I mean, you're pushing him pretty hard here at the end of the race, so with the hards, I mean, you'll be able to go to the end, no problem doing there. But it also looks like now Deluxe Sport has flown past PV9 Magic here for P2. So the only thing stopping Deluxe Sport from P1 ultimately would be a safety car, and a safety car presumably from him crashing out in the race.
Yeah, I think it's pretty safe to say after the pit strategies roll through here, Deluxe Sport has... This is his race to lose at this point. You know, as long as he doesn't do anything too crazy, too risky, push the car too hard, you know, he should be pretty safe here. I think the question is now, who's going to be second and who will be third?
That is definitely the question that we'll have to wait till the end of the race for. Redeemer currently ahead of PV9 Magic. We still have Orange Crush as well in the fight, but also Vexing Track. 6 laps in on the hards, he's going till the end, so it is going to be a fight till the finish, even if it is not for the race win.
Vexing Track is making up crazy amounts of times on those hards. Just since the start of this lap, he has already pulled in 2 tenths on Orange Crush. Those 17-lap-old mediums are not holding up against these hards at all.
No, they are not.
He is just absolutely flying. As Funky Cactus actually did go for the mediums 2 laps after Vexing Track. Racing Point really mixing up the strategies here between their 2 drivers.
Yeah, which, to be honest, as it actually looks like, there we go, Deluxe Sport around LDR Redeemer, which they were not in a gap to make a move be taken, but I think just because Deluxe is on such a strong pace advantage, he's able to make that move on Redeemer. So yeah, there we go, Deluxe P1, and he might be running off with the race lead. But yeah, the difference in strategies here for the Racing Point team. I think Funky Cactus, he opted to stay out a little bit longer than his teammate of Vexing Track, and in doing so, he's able to make it till the end on the mediums pretty comfortably. And so yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the explanation for that. I wouldn't want to finish. As We Are Venom has retired from the session. Looks like he retired in the pits. Yes, he did. That's very unfortunate for him. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to be on the hards here at Austria. Just not the tire at all for this track. But to each their own.
Yeah, things have only went from, great to worse for We Are Venom. Very unfortunate to see him out of the race. Dargo slowly climbing back. Hards are about 11 laps old now. He's got cars on much faster tires in front of him. It's going to be hard for him to make up those additional spaces until those tires up top start falling off and these other drivers begin to pit.
Yeah, and again, that's very unfortunate for We Are Venom. I mean, qualifying in the top 3 and just hasn't been able to do anything from there. But here we go with Groggy Oregano around the outside of Dark Ghost. Dark Ghost at one point was in the top 10. But unfortunately, due to some wing damage, he's fallen out outside of points. He's still going to keep P11. As we'll take it on board here with the birthday boy of PPR Ollies here in the Williams. He's currently sitting P10, and there we go. Redeemer is now in the pits. Looks like he's probably going to fall all the way back to about P8 is what it looks like. Sprightly also diving into the pits as well.
Ollie just might throw him. Ollie just might throw himself back up here into contention for the top 5 after the pit stop shuffle. After looking at the pit stop from LDR Redeemer, if more of these cars continue to pit, I would assume that we'll see the Toro Rosso in front of him soon with 10 lap softs. We'll see Orange Crush pit soon. PPR or PV9 Magic pit soon. He might be finding himself back into contention for those top 5 positions.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And if I'm one of the medium drivers, if I'm in the mind of them right now, I'm probably praying for a safety car because, well, I mean, there goes Magic. Magic already in the pits, so it looks like Orange Crush still staying out 20 laps in on the mediums, still in the top 3, but he's not going to be able to make it to the end whatsoever, so he has to be waiting for a safety car. We'll see how far back PV9 Magic falls there, and the Toothpaste Williams. But nonetheless, I mean, Orange Crush, he's still been putting up a good fight. He is 21 laps in on mediums, and he's in between a sandwich of the Racing Point drivers, or the Force Racing India Point Formula 1 team, as I would like to call it. But he's still sitting fairly well there in 3rd place.
I think they need to make an achievement for how long of a name you can put on the front wing of your Formula 1 car when you pick your team name.
I will call them Aston Martin Racing India Force Point Formula 1 team. There we go. Or Pink Panther for short.
You also forgot the Tracing Point nickname, right?
Exactly.
Looks like Magic did end up getting the best of Ollie's there in the pit on that drag race up to turn 2. We did miss that action live. Regardless, it still took place.
We were on board there with Funky Cactus, who did overtake Orange Crush for P3. That is both racing points now in 2nd and 3rd. And with a finish in 2nd and 3rd, that would actually put the Racing Point team into the top steps of the Constructors' points, as the Haas team has been struggling because Deluxe Cord has pretty much been carrying them the entire time. And there goes LDR Redeemer down the inside of Father Corn. That is P5 for Redeemer on the soft, so he's going to have to make those last till the end. He's going to have the pace right now, but I'm going to tell you, Redeemer is going to be struggling at the end of the race on those softs.
Yeah, he's got about 12 laps to go on him. They're definitely going to be out of life at that point. I think what his hope is that he can utilize that soft compound enough to catch up to Orange Crush, which will put him right around Funky Cactus, or at least within a couple seconds of him, and then, you know, let it fall off and just defend from here to Kingdom Come, just to assure that he can get that top 3. I think that's what LDR's thinking is. We will just have to see how it pans out.
Yeah, definitely. And actually, I never have a commentator with me, but actually, here we go. Funky Cactus going down the inside of Vecting Track, and it looks like maybe some team orders there. Vecting Track getting behind Funky Cactus. Funky Cactus will take P2. But yeah, if you could do for me, IB, what are the time penalties looking like right now for the top 10?
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and take a look here and see what we've got going on as far as our incidents for this race so far.
MIB does that. Our current top 10R deluxe score, he's currently sitting at P1. He is 12.5 seconds above the racing point of Funky Cactus. Looks like Orange Crush down the Red Bull is pitting. So now that is both Funky Cactus, Vector Track in the top 2 and 3 spots. Other Redeemer in the McLaren in 4th, and Father Corn there in 5th, followed by PV9 Magic in 6th, Ollie's in 7th. Great showing by the Williams team so far, and both Red Bulls are in 8th and 9th, followed by Sprightly and the Mercedes in P10. Oh, and look at that, Fantas down the inside of Sprightly. Sprightly did not look like, Sprightly was definitely caught napping there from Fantas, and Fantas has now taken P10 away from the Mercedes driver of Sprightly.
So it looks like Orange Crush is sitting with a total of 6 seconds penalty, and we have Funky Cactus sitting on a 3-second time penalty. So they're definitely going to have to mind their gaps around them. Father Corn as well with a 3-second penalty. All these drivers are going to have to be extremely mindful of track position here and their whereabouts to the car behind them if they want to hold their position that they have earned in the race on the track with these few incidents of simply just not minding track limits. Definitely can be hard, but it's also the simplest things to make sure that you can hold your position.
Yeah, and as we say that, it looks like Funky Cactus has given up the position of Vexing Track here. Some team orders definitely going on, so Vexing now in P2. He understands that Funky has his 3-second time penalty. No need to set off his teammate at all from the dirty air. He's well within his rights because Redeemer is 4.5 seconds behind in P4. But the real question here is, can PV9 Magic and the Williams overtake Father Corn here? Father Corn 13 laps in on the mediums. Those are going to die out very soon for him. But PV9 Magic does not have that much time here on the softs to make those stay within their life limit. So he's going to have to make this move within the next 2 to 3 laps here on Father Corn.
I think we're going to see it going into turn 2. Right now, he got great exit off of turn 1. Has that DRS wide open.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Father Corn's going to fight it whatsoever. He's just going to fit himself into P6. We're not going to see any of that Max Verstappen, Charles Leclerc we saw last season in Formula 1. Father Corn is just going to say, yep, you have it on me, and he gave it away nonetheless. So yeah, that is PV9 Magic into P5. The birthday boy of PPR, Ollie's, still sitting in P7 as Night Shrimp now catches a 3-second time penalty.
Extremely excited for this battle coming up here with Magic and LDR. If Magic can catch up, his tires are only a lap younger, but this is the soft compound tire battle of the top 5. We have 3 different compounds in the top 5. It's very rare that you see something like that. It's going to be very interesting, very dicey. We'll have to see how this pans out for them. As Vexing Track has fallen behind Funky Cactus and takes the lead back again. Wonder if they're, trading DRS zones with each other to try to pull away from LDR Redeemer.
Quite possibly they could, but the thing for Vexing Track here is he's 16 laps on his hards. His hards are still fine at the moment, but by the end of the race, they're definitely be falling off. Funky Cactus as well. His mediums are going to be falling off. It's really the battle between Vexing Track, Cactus, and Redeemer. Whose tires can they manage the best? Because I'm not counting out LDR Redeemer from a top spot here on the podium. I mean, he's only 2.8 away on the softs, and he can definitely make those last till the end. Now the question really is, can Vexing Track make them last his hards, and can Funky Cactus make his mediums last? But it definitely looks like they're just opting to pull the slipstream train here and hope that they can stay away from the McLaren driver here of LDR Redeemer. Oh, as look at that. That is a 3-second time penalty there for Funky Cactus. This is definitely going to shake up our top 3 at the end of the race.
That is a total of 6 seconds for Funky Cactus, putting him well back there behind Magic.
And this is the hard question. Looks like Vexing Track, yep, there he goes. Before I even say it, Vexing Track is letting Funky Cactus go. We have some team orders going through, which is, I mean, Vexing Track is giving away points positions in the championship by letting his teammate go. Vexing Track might be looking to hold off LDR Redeemer at the end of the race so we can keep a double racing point victory and a constructor standing that will put them P1 after the race. Because at the moment, Funky Cactus, with those 6 seconds, he's not going to be able to beat out LDR Redeemer.
I think Vexing Track is going to become a parking, bollard in the middle of the road, basically, much like Lewis was at Abu Dhabi in 2016.
Pretty much, yeah. He's going to be a mobile chicane. And he's going to give Redeemer all that he has, because Redeemer is already from 3 seconds back. He's already 2 seconds back from the racing point of Vexing Track.
Closest gap we have is between Funky and Vexing Track on the track at this time. A Ferrari running really wide there, just trying to stay out of the way. I'm assuming he's under blue flag conditions.
Yeah, it looks like that's going to be Hulk Smash there down in 16th place, as we have a yellow through sector 1, 2, and 3, and now just through sector 1. Yeah, it looks like there's just Hulk Smash there. He's currently 2 laps down. He, in his defense, has had no practice in F1 2019 the past few weeks, so he's just out here on a limb. So, I mean, just shout out to him. He is the OG, if anyone knows Hulk Smash, and he's just out here trying to do his best here in Division 3.
Vexing Track picked up a 3-second time penalty now as well. Force India is starting to really get in trouble with track limits, really trying to experiment. They're going to have to keep an eye out if they want to hold these 2 positions.
Yeah, and LDR Redeemer, even though he's currently 10 laps in on his softs, there we go. Looks like they're trading positions once again. But my only thing is, by them trading positions like this, and it's not on straights either, it's on corners. I mean, they just traded positions through turn 3. They're still losing about probably 2 tenths right there. And that's giving LDR Redeemer, he's now within less than a second on the Racing Point team. And by time penalties, Redeemer is going to find himself on the podium position. So I don't understand the team orders going on right now between the Racing Point drivers.
It's not really making much of an advantage for them. I honestly think we're going to see the McLaren here get a nice haul up to turn 1, and we are going to see a strong attack here on Vexing Track into turn 2 as we climb the hill.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, Vexing Track, he's in 20 laps in on those hards. Funky Cactus, 18 laps on the mediums. So all these drivers, even though they are on completely different tires, they're all falling off at the same time. And there we go. We have it. LDR Redeemer here on the gearbox of Vexing Track. They both have DRS. LDR Redeemer going down the inside here through turn number 3. Can he make it stick? Looks like he can. That is P3 for LDR Redeemer. And that will be P3 currently for the McLaren team. Now his next victim inside is Funky Cactus, the next Racing Point driver there in P number 2. Can LDR Redeemer climb into P2? Time penalty wise, he will capture that, but can he do it on track? Vexing Track still is looking to be on the attack. So Redeemer, even though he's in P3, he is in a Racing Point sandwich right now here with 3 laps to go. Deluxe Cord well within the race win. So it is all to battle for here for the last 2 podium positions.
Not that I even know if it's worth mentioning, but Deluxe Cord did get a 3-second penalty, so his gap is down 13 seconds. Don't know if that's worth mentioning. Thought I'd bring it up though, seeing that we haven't talked about our lead too much.
And to point that out, Deluxe Cord, even with 3 seconds, he'd only be 13.5 seconds in the lead. I think Deluxe Cord is sitting pretty fairly well there in P1. He just had the pace outright over anyone here on track today. So this is really just a battle for P2. Now, the one thing Redeemer has to watch out for is to pick up a time penalty. He currently does not have one, if what I'm hearing from you is correct, but he touches a lot of the grass right there, losing a lot of time. But Funky Cactus is his next driver in sight. Funky's tires can be wearing off, so is Redeemer's. It's really up to... Oh, Redeemer hits the sausage curb. That's going to cost him a lot of time, and that's going to put Vexing Track here on the inside, going up to turn 1. Vexing Track might be able to take P3 away from him. Looks like he does. Redeemer now on the gearbox. DRS engaged for the McLaren driver. Can he get anything climbing up the hill here? We have just 3 laps to go. Redeemer down the inside here of Vexing Track, excuse me. And there goes the McLaren driver. Vexing Track leaving the space. Very clean driving by both of them. So that is now LDR Redeemer in the McLaren there, and P3 Vexing Track sitting outside here in P4, but he's going down the inside into P3. A little bit of touch there with the McLaren driver of LDR Redeemer, but there goes Vexing Track back into P3. Redeemer is still looking at the inside. Nothing going there for him. He's going to have to play it smart. He knows that he has the outright advantage come penalties. I believe so.
Yes, definitely. I do want to point out there, on the last corner coming out of the straight, as he took that sausage curb, he did collect a 3-second time penalty. So these 3 drivers right here in front of us all have time penalties.
Oh, and that's going to be major. And also PV9 Magic picking up a 3-second time penalty. So P2, 3, 4, and 5. Even Father Corn there. Father Corn out getting around PV9 Magic for P5. The Alfa Romeo driver might be looking at P2 at the end of the race, barring time penalties. So that's going to be really interesting going for the Alfa Romeo team. And I hopefully don't think Father Corn picks up a podium, because before the race, I told Father Corn if he picked up a podium, I would give him $20. And that might be a bet that I'm going to lose strictly off of time penalties.
I think your good luck has run out. I think you need to change your mind about going to the casino afterwards. Now, I would like to point out, though, Father Corn does have a time penalty as well. Our top 6 drivers are all running with penalties here at this point on the final lap.
Yeah, here we go. Lap 36 of 36. Deluxe scored well within the lead. Looks like he's going to pick up P1 without any mistakes going. It's just up to the top 3 right here. LDR Redeemer on the back of both racing points. Father Corn still almost 10 seconds back from the top 3. So we will see what's going on here with the racing point drivers. Are they going to do any team orders? Are they going to stick it P2 and P3, or will they battle it out for P2 right here? I don't believe they will. I think Vexing Track's going to keep P2. He is currently P2 in the championship standings as well. Redeemer, though, right on the gearbox of Funky Cactus.
Redeemer is not giving up. He wants every position that he can possibly earn on track. Doesn't care about the penalties. Just wants to be in front. He's been seeing pink all day, and he's tired of it. He's like, look, Pepto-Bismol is disgusting. Let me get past you guys. There's a Ferrari crashed out on the track.
Oh, and yeah, that is Rock Lobster, who cut out, shout out the Lux score, finishing P1. So he will get the race win, and Redeemer catching the sausage curve. Let's see how it goes time penalty wise. And that is P2 Vexing Track, P3 Fucking Catch Redeemer, 4th. Here comes Father Corn and P5, followed by PPR Ollies and P6. That's P5 for Ollies. Orange Crust P7. Here comes PV9 Magic and P8, followed by Dark Ghost. Looks like he's gonna finish P9. But here comes Fantas down the inside. It's a good drive to the finish line. Oh, and it is Dark Ghost beating him out. Here comes Sprightly for the outside of the points finishing spot for the Mercedes team. Sprightly just going nice and slow.
Little celebration.
P11. Here comes Groggy, and the Haas, the number 9 Haas, P12. And that is the grid set. What a race. I mean, what did you think about that race right there?
I mean, action every single lap. Always somebody within a second of each other, constantly fighting for position. Very interesting tire strategies that I don't believe I saw come up in D1 commentating. But really impressive drive here by Deluxe. I think from qualifying, he kind of, made his mark and took his stand in the race and just purely showed amazing amounts of dominance today.
Oh, definitely. And we will go ahead and get these drivers into a party. I cannot invite Vexing Track, unfortunately. So, or any of our drivers. So we will take a quick party excavation here. Unfortunately, we had to disconnect from IB so we can invite our drivers into a party real quick. So just hang around with us, folks, for 1 extra minute. And here we are all followed by Deluxe Cord. We will start our driver interviews very, very shortly. And there we go. We are now, IB is right back in. So we are joined by Deluxe Cord, who finished P1. It seemed almost like an easy race there for you. I mean, finished, I believe it was about 12-15 seconds ahead in first place. Pretty lonely there up in P1, but how did it feel? How did the race go for you? Yeah, man. I mean, you're still P1 in the driver championship. However, the Racing Point drivers have now overtaken you, I believe so, if my math is correct, in the Constructors Championship. So you might have to get on your teammate there. Groggy might have to be picking up just a little bit there for you guys. So maybe by the end of the season you can pick up P1 in Drivers Championship and the Constructors Championship. But we will now take this down onto Funky Cactus and Vexing Track. I believe Vexing Track, you were P2, correct? Yeah, so I mean, how did it feel? So we saw a lot of team orders between you and your teammate of Funky Cactus. Were you guys in the same party? Were you guys kind of mixing it up like, hey, I'm going to overtake you? Or was it all... Yeah, I mean, that's definitely something we're talking about too, because we're like, yo, I mean, Redeemer, he's coming up, he's coming up. He had those soft compound tires, but I mean, you guys still kept P2 and P3, so well done for you guys. Funky Cactus, I mean, there you go, P3. You guys are now P1 and the Constructors Championship. So how did it feel there? I mean, you finished P3, you guys are up. What do you think about the whole race?
Yeah, the race was pretty hard. At the end of the first stint, the softs were completely dead. So I pitted a lap earlier, and the undercut kind of worked out. I got a gap to the cars behind, and after me and Vexing pulled out our strat, and it worked out for us.
Yeah, I mean, great job by you guys. Great job by you as well. Deluxe scored P1, P2, P3. You guys had a great race indeed. And we will go ahead and let you guys dip out for the night. Me and IB will get off our last second thoughts for the race. But once again, shout out to you guys. And oh yeah, no problem. So IB, what do you think about the race overall? How do you feel? Oh yeah, definitely. And I mean, Deluxe Court has definitely shown his pace, but I will not count out Vexing Track for the remainder of our season. We still have, I believe, 13, 14 tracks to go. So shout out to them. Shout out to everyone who tuned in the stream tonight on YouTube. Like I said before the race started, if you like what you saw, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, And that's going to be it for us tonight. Our director is going to hit you up with some fantastic closing out music. And we love all of you guys here. If you can subscribe to the channel, that'd be greatly appreciated. Follow us on Twitter, PPR Esports, Instagram as well as PPR Esports. And if you're interested in joining the league, that is going to be PPR Esports. That's me and IB. We are signing off. We love you guys so much. And thank you for tuning in to the stream. Until next week, I am PPR.